Hey, bless up, y'all. It's King Kevin in the building. I'm thankful. I'm just so happy to be able to be here to make this report on what's been going on with Haiti, what's been going on with the Black Legacy Tour, and my trip from Chi-Town. And I just appreciative of everyone who supported to the GoFundMe, who are still donating and who are considering. Go ahead and do it. The link will be in the bio. On the Black Legacy Tour, stopping the inhumane treatment and just unfair policies towards Haiti. This war been going on towards Haiti since 1915. Actually, before that, the French occupation of Haiti, enslavement, the slave tax, the U.S. occupation of Haiti, 1915, 1934, and now in 2022, Haiti is still in a reverse state, still in a backward state. A lot of people are wondering, why is it Haiti being so, why is it so poor? Why is it so demonized through the media? I mean, it's a long story. As a matter of fact, that's the flag behind me, red and blue flag. 1804, spirit of my people is still in me. And I want to share with you guys I do brief stories, brief history. I mean, I have literally two books in front of me right now dealing with, on Haiti, just on my desk alone. I mean, there's a few other books, but this book here by Philippe Gerard and another book by C.L.R. James, which is Black Jacobins. These two books, awesome books. I read this one like 2-3 times. This one I'm still going through it, but I like it because it gives a full detail of Haiti from the beginning, 1650 when enslaved Africans were brought to the islands, and the Taínos Indians were wiped out, and then they brought in enslaved Africans to the island. I never refer to my people as slaves. Never, ever refer to our ancestors as slaves. I don't care if they were enslaved to America, Jamaica, Cuba. I don't care. I never say slaves. You shouldn't either. That's just a propaganda term right there. But these are two books right here, just alone, I have on Haiti. There's 2-3 more sitting around here. As a matter of fact, another book I've had for years, but just not really deep and dive into it. Clinton Cash, and this is the full title: How the Clintons Auctioned U.S. Policy for Profit. Clinton Cash. It's pretty much how they siphon and getting millions of dollars for nothing, robbing countries blind, particularly Haiti. So shout out to Peter Switzer who wrote this book. Very interesting book. Very small, but it goes into detail of how Clintons used the Clinton Foundation, used the position. Hillary Clinton was the Secretary of State for some years. Of course, Bill Clinton was the president 2 terms. The things he was able to do and get away with is unbelievable. But then if you understand where he comes from, who's behind him, and who he runs with, then it makes sense. This guy gets paid $1 million for a speech he probably don't even do in certain countries. That's how they're able to get these big checks and donations to fund their foundation. And Clinton's brother, Troy Rottingham, who died some years ago, was able to, and he owned a company called VCS, a mining company. This guy was able to get a permit to mine for gold and oil and et cetera, in Haiti for 50 years. Exclusive rights to straight up exploit Haiti for 50 years. And Haiti only gets pennies on a dollar, while they're reaping millions of dollars. Haiti only gets pennies on a dollar. What president would co-sign stuff like that? So I'm going to go into detail those few things here and there. I try to put out new information with every video because I don't want my videos to become mundane, and people get so used to it and they be like, I heard this already, yada yada. I don't care how many times you've heard it. What is going on right now is not for me to get likes and followers and hundreds of thousands of dollars donated to me for my personal use. Right now, as we speak, right now, June 14th, 2022, there are literally hundreds of thousands of people in Haiti starving to death. literally starved to death in their minds and their bodies, literally don't know what to do. They're completely losing hope because, you know, they feel as if the government don't gave up on them, the little to no government Haiti has, thanks to U.S. influence, France as well. They really don't know what to do. They don't know where the next meal's coming from. They don't know where the diaper's gonna come for their babies, you know, what they're gonna feed their child. You know, there's a picture on my Facebook profile. It's been like that for a year, you know. To me, that picture speaks volumes. It's a million words, literally. There's a guy walking on the street in Haiti. I believe this is Port-au-Prince. In the street in Haiti, there's obvious some sort of riot was going on. He's carrying his daughter, who had in his arms, who has her pink book bag on and her school outfit on, her uniform, which they do pay for school over there, which is unfortunate, you know, have to pay for school. You already going through it, living off maybe $3 a day, if that, you know, and you got to pay for school. That's the privatization of education system, which is another subject, you know, I need to make a presentation on because it's mind-blowing. But he's walking over fire. There's people with guns in the background. There's burnt tires on the road, cars with bullet holes, windows shot out. All the buildings, the windows are shot out, graffiti everywhere, trash everywhere. And he's walking his child either to or from school. And the look on his face and the worrying eyes of his daughter, I'm like, man, I'm a father. I have a daughter. And before I even had a daughter, I empathize with this man because I'm like, I'm Haitian, he's Haitian. He's black, I'm black. He's young, I'm young. And he's going through this, but I'm in America going through what I'm going through, which is nothing compared to what people like him, women and men, mothers and fathers like him are going through. And so, you know, getting back to this video of Chicago, before, you know, I drift off, I seem to get a little passionate when I'm talking about these things because I speak from the heart, straight up. This is not no gimmick. It bothers me. Once in a while, I may shed a tear alone just thinking about it. And that's why I chose to do the Black Legacy Tour. And why did I choose Chicago? I chose Chicago because Chicago was founded by Desable. Desable was a Jean-Baptiste Desable, a Haitian man who founded Chicago, who founded one of the largest cities in the country, right? And most people outside Chicago don't even know it, unless you watch the 1804 documentary on Haiti or read a book. It literally was founded by a Haitian man. So me coming in from Atlanta, I felt as if, okay, I could do an event here in Atlanta. You know, Atlanta shows me a lot of love. You know, I like Atlanta. But then I was like, you know what? Let me go somewhere that has some significance to Black history, particularly Haitian history. And so by me doing so, I was able to host a speaking event at the Haitian American Museum of Chicago. You know, thank you everybody who helped me make that happen. Pastor Lords, Mrs. What's her name? Forget the museum's owner's name, but Carlos, who's the manager there, helped tremendously. Not only give me a wonderful introduction, he also, you know, told me where to go and helped me out with, you know, finding out my way around Chicago, which was pretty cool. That's a mega city. But that's why I chose Chicago, you know, and I'm looking forward to going back again, possibly in August, for the grand opening of their new museum. Another reason why I chose Chicago is because I didn't want to be local, you know. So I always hated the thought of being a local joker, like most men within my my generation, you know. So I traveled, you know. I've done a book tour in London, so probably 100 books out there, and counting. Been to Haiti, you know, Bahamas, Jamaica. Where else have I been? The DR, Dominican Republic, throughout the U.S. So I had to go somewhere away from home. I didn't want to be in my comfort zone. I like being in the trenches. I like that type of pressure, you know what I'm saying? Like, it gets me on my edge and gets the best out of me. And so I gave like a 2-hour presentation on what's going on in Haiti, the 200-year war in Haiti. As a matter of fact, shameless plug, my next book is called The 200-Year War Against Haiti. The 200-Year War Against Haiti, or America's 200-Year War Against Haiti. I'm pinpointing America directly because America seems to found the will or the good-heartedness to go and help these other countries around the world because they feel obligated to help these countries because they've been, heavily invested in these countries. Afghanistan won. So they'll go and fly thousands of miles to get Afghanistan's out of, the Taliban's way because they feel obligated. But in Haiti, the country who's less than, 100 miles off the coast of Florida, won't lift a hand. As a matter of fact, when the Haitians risked their lives through South America to get to the Mexican border, Texas border, to get shipped back to Haiti, risking their lives, and that's against the Geneva Convention. That's an international law that people are seeking asylum, fighting for their life because one is starving to death or dictatorship, the risk of life, etc., etc. They're supposed to be able to come back. They're supposed to be able to go through due process to see a judge before getting sent back. And guess what? They didn't get any of that because of the color of their skin. Like federal judges once said back in 1893 when he spoke in Chicago at the World Fair in Chicago, he said that Haitians have not yet been forgiven for being black. Let me tell you guys something. Haiti is just not an ordinary country. It's a special country. And I'm not saying that because I'm Haitian. Actually, I am saying it because I'm Haitian. But I'm saying it more so because it's the first country to fight and win their independence. First country, especially black country, first black republic in the world, first of all. First and only country to have enslaved people, fight the oppressors, kick them out, which was France, and then create their own country and state. Create their own constitution in 1801, thanks to General Toussaint Louverture, the greatest hero of all time. I'm just not saying that. Marcus Garvey said that several times. Malcolm X said that several times. To have been able to win the mission impossible, create their own state, and they've been punished ever since then. You're talking about, the Haitian Revolution ended in 1804. Ever since then, Haiti has been the target of oppression. Ever since then, was not allowed to create their own successful bank system, wasn't allowed to develop the country at all, wasn't allowed to invest money into the country for education, roads, emergency care, hospitals, just wasn't allowed to. So you might ask me, how is it that Haiti was not allowed to? I'll tell you how and why. They weren't allowed to because France imposed $150 million, 150 million gold francs, not dollars, gold francs for Haiti to pay reparations tax, was the indemnity tax. Reparations for fighting for their freedom, for winning, because the slave masters lost land and their income. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks to the New York Times and their investigative reporting. Thank you for that article. As a matter of fact, I go pick up those three articles they wrote on May 23rd, 24th, and 25th. Guess what? On May 26th, I released a press release. New York Times on 23rd, 24th, 25th put out 3 consecutive front page articles. New York Times, the largest newspaper in the world. They put out this series of articles, and it revealed one thing I did not know. For years, I've been going after and been saying that Palace of Versailles, people who don't know what the Palace of Versailles is, Google it, one of the most elaborate palaces in the world. Definitely one of the most expensive ones, especially the most expensive at the time that it was built, back in the 18th century. I was always saying that the Palace of Versailles was built off Haitian money. I was always saying that and trying to prove it. I couldn't find the evidence of doing so, and actually they didn't get the money for the Palace of Versailles from Haiti because the Palace of Versailles was built around, King Louis the 15th or the 14th, because when the height of slavery in Haiti or in the world was really around 1790. I want to say 1791. Had to be 1790 because 1791 is when Toussaint took over the Haitian Revolution. So you're talking about like 1789, 1790, around that time frame. But the Palace of Versailles was built, very early 17th, late 16th century, 1700s, right? So that possibly wasn't the link I was looking for. I was looking at the wrong place. Thanks to the New York Times, the Eiffel Tower of France, where everyone takes pictures against that tall tower. Guess what? That was built directly with Haitian blood, sweat, and tears. You're talking about the most visited tourist spot in the world, the most popular picture in the world. That infrastructure, that structure, that building was built with Haitian blood, built with the backs of our enslaved ancestors. France seems to not care, want to acknowledge, or do anything regarding reparations or trying to help what they broke. They broke a nation and continue to break the nation. I would not sit here and let that happen and not do anything or say anything about it. That's not going to happen. And I was supposed to be talking about Chicago, but all right, forgive me. Let's get back to Chicago. All right. So I did a wonderful presentation. You see the video on my YouTube channel. Please like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Please let it be known. Don't just look at this video or any of my videos and be like, oh, well, he did a good job and good job and keep it moving. Next video. No, do something. Share it. Maybe somebody you share it to within this circle will see what we are doing with the Black Legacy Tour. It must be supported. GoFundMe must be supported. From then on, I had a nice place in Melrose Park, suburb area in Chicago. The train system is nice. Don't get caught late night Chicago without a train running, because, boy, you're going to pay a hefty fine on that Uber, okay, or Lyft. And I didn't enjoy the nightlife. I really did want to try to go out one night. I did get to see the night scene because I got tied up with sleeping and also just, relaxing, because also it was business, but vacation as well. So any recommendations? Definitely go see the Al Capone's and Ghosts, or what's it called? Scarface and Ghost tour. That was awesome. I had a wonderful time. Kai, young lady's name, who's a historian up there in Chicago. Just left a review on TripAdvisor, and great tour. Takes you to the underground where Capone used to go hide. Whenever sun go down, he'll hide. He had literally a underground highway, literally, underneath the streets of Chicago. I'm not gonna go into, like I'm giving reverence to him and his lifestyle, but I just found it fascinating. I know a lot about Chicago, a lot about gangsters. That was something that I liked. The Empire room at the Palmer Hotel with Louis Fitzgerald, Louis Armstrong, Frank Sinatra, Duke Ellington, the top of the top performers of the world performed in the Empire room, and I was in that room. As a matter of fact, my most recent video was shot in that room on YouTube, so definitely check it out. Beautiful, elaborate hotel. I mean, a lot of history, man. You just feel the excellence when you get there. So I did that. What else did I do? I went to the Oriental Institute at the University of Chicago. As a matter of fact, former President Obama, leave my opinions about him for another time. He's having a library built in Chicago, very close proximity of University of Chicago. Might be connected library to the school, to be honest. Beautiful campus. The Oriental Institute, as you can see in the pictures I'm going to post, maybe at the end of this video or while I'm talking, of me standing behind King Tut. Huge. I want to say, how tall was that statue? Man, the statue was huge, man. It must have been 20 feet high, 20 feet high statue. King Tut, stand up with his hands firm, and they had a lot of nice monuments. I met brother Jabari and his wife, Anika. Those who don't know, they have a My Art Institute in New York. I think that's the name of it. It's in Harlem. Connected with them. I just bumped into them, to be honest. I was actually was going to come back to Atlanta because I was getting a lot of calls, some complaints from clients, from work that hasn't been done yet. Because I'm thinking my guys doing the work while I'm gone, which they were doing it, but it wasn't to the client satisfactory. You know how that go. Getting a lot of new calls from new clients wanting quotes and estimates, and I was missing my babies here at home, so I was like, man, let me go ahead and get home early. I was gonna leave that Sunday, but then I was like, you know what? I'm not leaving. I'm gonna enjoy this weekend. I deserve it. Work over hard, not extra hard, over hard. So I stayed and went back to the museum. Got a ride from the museum to drop me off at the Oriental Institute. Thanks, Mark, for helping me. Mark is also author in Chicago, and bumped into brother Jabari and his wife. They were giving a tour. They were on tour, and so I was so thankful I recognized them from YouTube. And so as I'm recording the video, I hear this loud noise behind, people talking behind me real loud, and that's him explaining the different Kemeton symbols. Kemeton mean ancient Egypt, and that was cool. That was cool. Connected with him, bought his book. And do I have his book up here? Yeah, 7 Little White Lies. So this is his book right here, 7 Little White Lies, and he has the institute called African Genesis Institute in Philly. Yeah, it's Philly. So, it's the book that I bought, and I'm gonna check it out. He's a very deep brother, and his queen, and so which was funny because I just sent out their video. I just sent out their video maybe 4 or 5 days before meeting them. 4 or 5 days to my queen. I sent it to her because she asked me about, do I know any good videos on my art. I said, yeah, this is a good video. I haven't watched it in years. As a matter of fact, I referenced that book in my second book. Well, referenced that video, contents for that video from Queen Anika, his queen, in my book, 7 Types of Queens, King's Desire, which is my best-selling book. That's the reason why I ended up going to London. What else happened? Watched a little basketball up there, the playoffs, Miami Heat and the Celtics. Of course, Miami Heat lost, those who know. And other than that, I enjoyed it. The food was good. People kept telling me to try the steak in Chicago. Eat steak. And I didn't get any steak. I did get rib tips, though, but I didn't eat any steak. And that's pretty much what my trip was about. Now, getting ready to go to, preparing to go to California, Oakland, California, and Los Angeles to speak there, a couple of events. So God willing, the pieces get put together. And at this point, we're looking for sponsors. We're definitely looking for sponsors for the Black Legacy Tour. I'm not looking for donations now, $5, $10, which I still will accept. For people just believing in me and donating, whether it's $5 or $500, the fact that people believe in you enough to support what you're doing and getting nothing back but other than pushing you forward towards what you're working on, especially something like this, humanitarian effort, man. I don't care if this was in Nigeria, which shout out and my prayers go to my brothers and sisters in Nigeria who got killed in that church shooting and bombing last week. That was horrifying. Barely heard about it in the news, but 50 people died in that. And at least they know 50 people died, and God knows how many were injured. Probably 200 people were injured. I don't know. But definitely, we're not in, an average time. This is not a peaceful time in the world. And I know we all got different responsibilities, different things we're doing. But no matter what, man, always think about the next brother, sister. Even if every project I do, the house renovations and the mold removal, I'm always thinking about how can I do this job and be a blessing to these people, that they're paying me to be here for. And I just wish we had more of that in the world, I really do. But back to the tour, Oakland, California, Los Angeles, Tampa, Miami, Houston, Philly, Harlem. So hopefully me and Brother Jabbar and his queen Anika, we get to do something in Harlem. Also gonna link up with Brother Sarnetta. We're gonna do something in Harlem. King Kevin coming to Harlem, believe that. And maybe towards the end of the year, but we're gonna make that happen. And also have aspirations to speak in front of the United Nations regarding the inhumane policies that are being imposed on Haiti. How dare the world just sit and look, just look away instead of looking straight at what's going on in Haiti, what has been going on in Haiti. People are literally starving to death and being dominated by foreign powers. This is neo-colonialism in black and white. Neoliberalism. Haiti has been colonized and people don't know it. I'm going to make a video about that specifically. Haiti has been colonized and the world doesn't even know or don't care. But I care. Obviously, people like you care. This is not a Haitian problem. This is a black problem. What's going on in Haiti is not a Haitian problem. This is a black problem. This is a black problem. Haiti has been robbed, continue being robbed, exploited for the minds of the people. First of all, they're being robbed of their mind, robbed of their spirit and hope. They're trying to take away the Haitian spirit. It's going to be pretty hard to do that. Because we know what we was able to do back then, and we could do it now again. Haiti will rise again. It has to. We need you to. But it's going to take us outside going in, like that helicopter, coming in to help the guys in the trenches. This is what's happening. We need to go in those trenches. We, United States of America, the African American community, the black community of America is going to have to step in and stand up and speak for Haiti and Haitians. Haitians here, black people, Haitians, African Americans, Jamaicans, Bahamians. This needs to be an international call. This is an international call of duty to help Haiti. Haiti cannot do it by himself. It's being too heavily influenced. Superpowers are too heavily invested in keeping Haiti backwards because that's the only way this scam is going to work. Haiti is worth hundreds of billions of dollars, but they project to you in the media Haiti is only worth $2-3. Why is that? Because it's the only way the scam is going to work. Haiti has tons of iridium, tons of it. 1 ounce of iridium is $6,000. 1 ton of iridium is worth $2.9 million. Iridium is worth more than gold. An ounce of gold might cost you, what, $100, $200 tops? An ounce of iridium is $6,000. Think about it, people. We gotta do something. You gotta do something. There's no more handing out, giving things to Haiti for free. All this free stuff is crippling the minds of the people. Giving away this, giving that, and crippling the economy. Bill Clinton already dumped God knows how many hundreds of thousands of pounds of cheap bleached white rice from Arkansas. They already killed 1 million pigs in Haiti to bring pigs from Iowa, Idaho in replacement. And those pigs all died, claiming Haiti pigs had Asian swine flu. They already dumped thousands of pounds of peanuts, knocking out the peanut farmers, knocking out the rice farmers. They don't want Haiti to eat at all. And Haiti has all the answers within the soil. Do not believe everything you read when it comes to the news. I'm telling you. Don't believe it. And to finish off this, I met Brother RZA at the Black House here in Atlanta. And hopefully, he still joins us for the Black Legacy Tour. I'm not looking for people that just wants to join a tour or get on the video with you because, you have hundreds of thousands of followers and they would just want to jump on your following. I understand the limits, the gimmicks, and the games. But real soldiers on these streets, these trenches, fighting in these courtrooms, fighting in these classrooms, fighting in these homes and the communities, fighting the good fight of faith. We don't care about that, man. We get our hands dirty. We do the dirty work. We do the paperwork. We do whatever God tells us to do, what God leads us to do, the creator. Whatever you call your God, call with God what you want to call him or her. But be sure to know that you are a creator. Since you are a child of the creator, you're a child of this universe, you have the power to create, to change, to define things. America has taken away, and France taken away Haiti's power to define themselves for themselves. They have taken that away. We need to give them back that divine power of creation, to find their own terms, to find their own destiny, their own future, to define it. The reason why things are so corrupted in Haiti is because Haiti is just a corrupted, backwards people. That's not the case. The reason why it looks that way is because the corruption that has been cooked has been created by foreign powers, so that when the leaders do get into power, they're going after a money grab. Since, hey, I'm not going to be held accountable, I might as well take what I can. No one else cares, so I might as well get what I can get. Part of the reason why President Moise was assassinated, possibly. It's a lot. I can go on and on and on. Believe me, I can. Please reach out to me in your city, wherever you are. I would love to come to different cities throughout the U.S. This tour is not going to be a 1 month, 2 month tour. This tour may be a year, 2 years. I will be heard. I will stand up for the voiceless. I will help as many of those children get off the streets of Haiti, get into schools, get them in the science laboratories, researching, investing in technology, studying technology. Because like Dr. Amos Woodson said, if you look at children of any country and they're not invested, people aren't investing in them to be in science and technology, you are guaranteed to see another 10, 15 years of poverty in that country. If we're not going to do it for the adults, let's at least do it for the children. Let's work on changing these policies. Let's work on reversing the 1915 Haitian-American Treaty. That treaty is worth the paper it was printed. It's worth the toilet paper it was printed on. Let's change. Let's stop the Clinton Foundation and whatever farming company, organizations from dumping their cheap white rice into Haiti. That is killing the economy. It's destroying the people. Number 2. Number 3, let's reverse the Constitution of 1801 to stop the foreign powers, foreign people from owning land in Haiti. We can't strip the land from them. I don't think we can. If it was Gigi Destiny, he'd come up with a way to strip the land from these Europeans. But we need to get back to that, because if they continue being able to buy hundreds and thousands of acres of land, they give themselves exclusive rights to mining permits. Not only are they going to destroy the economy, they're also going to destroy the ecology, the land, the environment. They don't care. They do not care. They sure they didn't care when they put that bomb and shook the earth, shook Haiti looking for oil and gold. Yeah, I said it. The U.S. Marines, and whoever else was involved in that, they shook the land with the HAARP, HAARP, which stands for High Aurora Research Program, High Frequency Aurora Research Program. It's a marine tool they use to change the weather wherever they want. They can make it rain wherever they want, and to also shake the earth when they're looking for gold or silver, natural minerals. They shook Haiti too much, and it caused too many deaths in 2010, January 10, 2010, when they killed over 250,000 people. These people do not care about us. We must care about us. Show your support. Go to my GoFundMe or go to my Instagram at Courage to Believe. You will see the GoFundMe link in the description. Also on Twitter, I changed it at Courage to Believe. That's number 2. I changed that as well. I need you guys to go and support. Please support the mission. Please support the cause. This is not about me. It's about the children of Haiti and creating a better future for Haiti. Change the policies. Some people may not think we don't have a shot in hell, a shot in the dark. But I'm a man of faith, and I believe My faith is 1,000,000 times bigger than a mustard seed. I have, what's the biggest seed in the world that I can say? I have a mango size, a giant mango size seed of faith. Ladies and gentlemen, King Kevin Dover, peace out, be blessed, much love. This is a statue of King Tut, standing over 5 meters tall. Huge statue here at the University of Chicago Museum, Oriental Institute. Of course, I gotta show the Queen, Nefertiti. This is a replica, but I want you guys to see this statue here. Now, the reason why the nose is broken off these statues was because racist individuals wanted to take the noses off. So you want to know that they had wide noses and big lips. This pharaoh here is Neferhotep I. Neferhotep I. In Kemet meaning Egypt. So if you don't know your history, you go on thinking these people were Indian or whatever Arab descent. They were black.